our first day for the lab sessions. Okay, so from today onwards, we'll be having only the lab sessions, practical lab sessions. Okay, so here I will be taking some sample data and I will be inserting into the data into databases, and we'll be working on some scenario. If this is the requirement from the customer, how we can handle this scenario. So we'll see with different case studies and what and all the stages that we are going to use in DataStage at a real-time project level. So that we'll be covering. So in live classes, we'll cover almost 80 assignments, 80 scenarios. Okay, 80 exercises we'll do. And apart from 80, and there will be interview scenario videos that you need to watch after the completion of the course. So that will be another 50 videos. 50 videos will be there. So that you have to watch. So if you follow this 80 scenarios, what we have discussed in the class, and also that the scenario videos, so that will be helpful for you to crack any interview. Okay. Yeah. So now how to download the file? So this is my first requirement. So we need to download the file. Here you can see, need to download this file folder. Right click on download. Okay. That you need to okay. So here you can see it has been downloaded. The next step is here, you have to extract this. Okay, so you have to install WinRAR in your laptop. Okay, so here extract to this file. Okay, so it will be receiving in a yellow color. Now what yellow color folder. Now what we can do is cut that, and open VMware. Okay, so go to VMware. Already VMware is open, right? Go to VMware and go to C drive. Okay, so C drive, then paste it here. Control plus V. Okay, Control plus V. Okay, so here, so inside folder already is there. We want to open this. Okay, already here the folder is there. Okay. So let me show you from first onwards. What you can do is right click this one, extract here. Okay. So open this. Here there will be files for practice. Control X, go to VMware C drive and paste it here. Control V. Yeah. So you can see it has been copied here. Okay, so here we have lot many files, so that these files will be helpful for you for the practice purpose. Okay. Now, what is the next step? What you need to do is you need to create two folders. One is for source, another one is for target. Okay, so meantime you will be using databases also. Okay, so here please install this SQL DBX. I have provided one recorded video how we can install SQL DBX in the VMware. So you have to follow that video so that you can install SQL DBX, and you need to change the password. Requirement is you need to change the password within 7 days. Okay, once the VM setup is ready, Okay, so you have to change the password within 7 days. Okay. So normally default password for Oracle is Scott and Tiger. So for easy remembrance, what you can do is you can change the password Tiger12. Okay, the new password. So don't keep the complexity password, and if you forgot means then again you have to you have to reset the password, and that is separate process. Okay, keep the password very simple, Tiger12. That's it. Okay. So now we are going to create two folders here. One is for source. So this I have created. So here every time whenever you are reading data from a source file, you will be placing the file here. Okay. And the next one is destination, where we are loading the data. Okay. Again, go to new and create another folder, that is target. T-R-G-E-T. Target. T-R-G-E-T. Target. Okay. So here source and target. Source and target. Two folders I have created. Now you can see the icons here. Okay. So now let's log into DataStage. And today we will discuss about sequential file stage. Sequential file stage. Okay, so let me log into DataStage. Okay. So here always practice in a analyzer project. Okay. So first we have to enter the password. Password details already I have shared you personally. And those who are not installed the VMware, please install the VMware today at any cost. Okay. So here I have entered the password and click on login. And you need to choose the project here. So I have chosen analyzer project. Try to practice there itself in the analyzer project. Okay. So now let's discuss about the sequential file stage. Let's go to this material. So what is a sequential file stage? Okay. So in data stage, every stage has some purpose. Okay. So we need to understand why we are using that stage. In which scenario we can use that stage. So those details you should be aware of. Okay. So now let's discuss about the sequential file stage. So why we use sequential file stage? Whenever we want to read the data for a delimiter file. Okay, so for a delimiter file. For example, delimiter. What is meant by delimiter? There is a field separator between column to column. There is a field separator between column to column. Field. Field separator between column to column. Column to column. Okay. For example, here I have employee number. Okay. And comma. So name, name, employee number 1, 2, 3, 4. Raju, username. Okay. So here you can see. Here there are two fields here, employee number and name. There is a separator. That is a delimiter. Okay. So comma is the delimiter. So when you work with sequential file statements, whenever it is a delimiter file. Delimiter file. Okay. So what are the types of delimiter? Delimiter may be a pipe symbol, shift and above enter button, comma. Okay. And tab also. For example, what is a tab delimiter? Okay, tab. So let's see with the example for tab. Okay. So here tab, enter tab button from the keyboard. And similarly, enter tab. So here the gap is not a space. Remember that. So here gap is tab delimiter, and space. Sometimes a single space. Okay. So here we will be having single space. For example, here you can see. So this is the space, single space. That is also a delimiter. Okay. So these are the delimiters. Okay. Any separate. Sometimes we have this exclamation mark. This one. This one also a delimiter. Okay. And this also tilt. So this also delimiter. Some files will be receiving like this. And what are the files that where we can use sequential files? Whenever it is a file, is a txt file, text file, and .csv file. So what is meant by .csv file? Anyone has any idea? What is meant by .csv file? .csv. So
Comma separated.
Comma separated value. Correct? So here you can see I have placed some files here in our files for practice. So here you can see DEP. So here you can see Microsoft Excel comma separated values file. So that means that is a CSV. And here we have another file that is .psv. What is meant by PSV? What is meant by PSV, guys? Pipe separated value. Okay. And sometimes we receive the format .dat format. So in the file, it has some delimiter. It has some delimiter. Okay. And what is the next file? Okay. So sometimes we'll give .dx. Any dx with sometimes you receive the file like this also. With today's date 2024 and 18. Okay. Delimiter files and fixed width files. So if it is a fixed width file, what is a fixed width file? What is a fixed width file? So those who are already working in IT, especially in ETL, so they have to answer. What is a fixed width file? What is a fixed width file?
That means you cannot change the size, right?
Correct, correct. So here fixed width file is, it's simple. The length is always constant and we are reading the data in a position wise. Okay. So here first I have a file. First 4 bytes is employee number. The next 6 bytes from 5th position to next 6 bytes employee name. So like that, the data will be in a file in a position wise. So there is no delimiter for a fixed width file. So fixed width file means no delimiter. Okay. Delimiter. You have to consider this. Okay. So I will show you I will show you different files. You have to tell me what type of a file it is. For example, here I'm opening. So what is the file here? It is what kind of delimiter it is?
Pipe separated.
Pipe separated. No. It's only pipe. Pipe delimiter file. Pipe delimiter file. So here you can see it's a text file. Okay, so text file .txt, but inside delimiter is pipe. Got it? Okay. And I will show you one more file. You have to answer this. And this one. What is this? It's a text. Comma delimiter. It's a text file. Okay. And I will show you one more file. So what is this file looks like? It's a text file, but what is the delimiter here?
Tab.
Correct, tab, correct. Okay, and I'll show you one more file. What is this file? What is this file?
Fixed width.
Fixed width.
Yes.
How we will say it's a fixed width? So here, fixed width is, there won't be any gap actually. Okay, so here there is a separator. So if you see here, employee number, I pressed the next arrow, it is moving to the next field. So that is a tab. This is a tab delimiter file. Okay. So space means only single space bar will be there. And I will show you one more file. So what is this file looks like now? What kind of file it is?
Space.
How we will say it is a space? Is there any space between column to column?
Fixed width.
Someone said something.
Fixed width.
Fixed width file. Okay. So how we will read the data for a fixed width file? So here first 4 positions, it's a fixed width file. Okay. And next 6 positions, it's a name. Then next 9 position, it's a designation. Okay. Then reporting manager ID. Then we have date of join in the organization and salary, 4 bytes salary. Then commission. People who are working in the marketing department, they will get commission, and the department number, last 2 bytes. So here we have to read the data with a position. Position, or we can also consider as a substring also. Okay. So there is a separate session for how to deal with the fixed width file. So we will discuss there in in-depth manner. Okay. So now what is a sequential file? It is to read the data for a delimiter or a fixed width file. Okay. So here to read the data .txt file, .dat file, .tsv, and fixed width file, flat files. And here sequential file stage default execution mode is sequential mode. Okay. So I open DataStage. I need to develop a first job. So what I need to do, I need to click on new. Okay. File, jobs, parallel job. Click on OK. Okay. So then the next step is go to files, drag and drop. So how we can drag and drop? Right. Click on this sequential file. Right click, drag and drop here in the job canvas window. Okay. So this is the repository. I have closed it. This is the palette. Where we open this. Sorry. I need to close this palette. Okay. So Control L, if the window is open right at the bottom, Control plus L. If you press, it will be comes down. I want to open it again. Control L. Okay. So now let's see how to open repository. Go to view, click on repository here. And I want to open palette. Go to view, open palette. Okay. So these options and all you should be aware of. Okay. So now what's the next step? So here we are going to discuss about sequential file stage. Okay. So now double click on sequential file stage. So that is the link. How we can give the link connectivity? That is simple. So right click, drag and drop. Right click, just pass some link. Okay, so you can use some other stage also. Okay, so now double click on sequential file stage. So here where we can see the execution mode. Go to stage here. See, default execution mode is sequential. Okay. So here sequential means what is the sequential mode? How many nodes will be there in sequential mode? So we have discussed this in yesterday session. How many nodes will be there in sequential mode? How many nodes will be there in the sequential mode? One node. Okay. Only one person is answering. What about others? Two nodes. No. Sequential file works in a single node. Okay. So here, Western Station, I have shown you this. The starting of the class. Okay. Sequential mode. Application execution. Sequential or parallel. Sequential means only one node. So here the CPU won't divide it into the partitions. Only in the parallel mode, it divides it into the partition. Okay. So whenever it is a sequential mode, defaults, it will be run in a single node. Okay. Can we execute in parallel mode? Can you execute in parallel mode? How is it possible to execute in parallel mode? Yes, we can execute in parallel mode. So there are some methods here. Okay. So reading data from file pattern. Okay. So here I will be converting reading data from a specific file here. When I change it to my file pattern, what happened here, you can see the execution mode has been changed from sequential to parallel. Okay. And what is the next option? Read from multiple nodes as no by default. Okay. And if changes to yes, then it will convert it into parallel. Okay. So now what I will do? So I will read from a single file. Single specific file. Now it has been into sequential mode. Now what you can do is option read from multiple nodes. Okay. So here in the options, here you can see the various options here. Read from multiple nodes. Okay. So default it will be no. If you change it to yes, see I kept no. Now you can see the mode here. It is in sequential only. Now I will change this option to yes. Okay. So when you change this option to yes, what happens here? It has been converted into parallel mode. Okay. And what is the next option? Number of readers per node. Okay. So now let's see this number of readers per node. So now what I will do is I will delete this. Okay. So now it is into sequential mode. Number of readers per node. Again, go to options. Number of readers per node. Okay. So if you give more than two, more than one. Okay. So I'm giving two. You can see parallel. Okay. See here, earlier it was sequential, now it is in converted to parallel. So this is another way where we can process the data into nodes. Okay. And if you read multiple files, then automatically it will change it to parallel. So if you read multiple files, how we can read multiple files here? Okay. So for example, I am defining this file. For example, let's see. So now you can see here, default is sequential. Now I am considering a file. Okay. So go to browse, C drive. Where our files are located? C drive. C drive. Files for practice. Choose any file. Okay. Go to C drive. Okay. So here we have files for practice folder. Pick any file. Okay. Just for understanding purpose. And I need one more file. Go here again, source. click on file here. Okay. Browse for file. Okay. So here I'm considering copying one more file. Now let's see here. What is the mode that, so it has been changed from sequential to parallel. Okay. So now let's discuss the options, in-depth options. So in-depth options of this one. Okay. So here we have to define the file here. And read method. Single file or a pattern. So what is meant by pattern? So pattern, you can see file pattern. If the files first four positions are the same name, then there will be a number. Okay. This is a pattern, right? So emp underscore after that some number is there, .txt. Okay. So then it's a pattern. Okay. And here first line is a header or not. That you need to check. First line in the column is a header or not. For example, here I'm opening this emp comma file. So if you see the first line is a header or not. Do you have a header in the first line in the file? Say yes or no. Do you have a header here? So header, what is meant by header? Header is nothing but column names. Okay. So do you have a header here?
Yes.
Okay. So whenever we have a header here. Okay. So when you have a header, then you need to set this option as true. Okay. And here you can see keep the files partition. Okay. So if you want to put in partition, then you have to keep the file mode as true. As otherwise, keep it as default as false. Okay. And file missing mode. What happens file missing mode? So here, whenever if you give this default option depends means the file name should be synced. I mean, like how your different file, the name should be in sync. Okay. And other options is error. If the file is not received correctly. Okay. So here prefix, suffix, and everything has to be matched. And if the file is not received, okay, then we can stop the job if you define error. Even for both depends and error works on the same way. So error is, it has to match with, it's a case sensitive error. Okay means even the file is not there, let the job will run without file. So there is no meaning running the job without data. Correct? So here default is here, let it be depends so that the file name should be in sync. File name, okay, for example, I'll be receiving like file name like this. INVC. Okay, so .txt. So tomorrow, if I receive the file like this, it won't process. Okay, so here we have to give what is the initial discussion of the file name that should be synced. We have to give the same file. We have to send the same file to us. Okay. So here what happens when I'm working in Caterpillar, I used to receive the file normally in all are in cap locks. And one day the business teams share the file all are in lower cases. Then job got aborted. Then we got a call. Then what is the issue? Then we came to know that they shared the file in lower case. Okay, so what we did was we have renamed the file name. Okay, only one person will have this elevated access in production, and we have rename the file name and rerun the title job. So that means what happens? It will reprocess the load. The load has been continued. So there are some scenarios. Sometimes what you committed, the name that you are going to send, you have to send the same file on daily basis. Okay, so that is very important. Okay. And the next, let's see the next options. And reject mode. So here, what is meant by reject mode? If there is any data that is getting violated, delimiter is not satisfied, if there is any null data. So here we have an option to continue. Okay, or we can fail the job, or we can share the records into output. Output means rejecting. Okay, so here you can share the rejecting. Okay, so that we are not seeing in today's exercise. We'll see in maybe tomorrow or Monday session. Okay, so now let's see. Reject, whenever if you are using reject mode as output, you have to give the reject link. Okay, so default option is continue, and here you can see the report progress is yes, because when you set to yes, what happens? What happens at the each step, the phases, it will give the logging information in the directory. Okay, so these are the options, and there are some other options like if I want to define any file name as a random value that I need to pass. And filter condition. I want to apply some filter conditions on the file. I need to search for a specific data. For example, I will be receiving a file with header and title, and along with the metadata, I need to remove first 2 lines and the last 1 line. Okay. So by using filter condition, you can do that. So here, this one, number of readers that we have discussed. Read first rows. Okay. So here we can read the first rows, and here we have read from multi-nodes. So that also we have discussed. Reject reason column names. If there is any rejected data, then we can read it. We can provide the column name. So the data will be it will be read it to that particular column. Okay. Row number column. I want to pass the row number. Row number means it will give the numbering starting from 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. Okay. And schema file. So schema file is another concept. Like if you don't define the metadata, in the schema file, we can define the metadata, and by using runtime column proportion, we can process the load. Okay. So this we will discuss later. Okay. If you don't understand, no need to get panic. Okay. So we will discuss this anyway. Okay. And these are the options. And if you see the format here, what is meant by final delimiter? Final delimiter is nothing but here. This is the final delimiter. Final delimiter, if I press arrow, is there any space or not? So it is moving to the next line. That means final delimiter is end in that file. Okay. And the next one here is field delimiter. Field means column to column separator. How many types of delimiters that DataStage will support, that we have to see now. Comma separated file. Okay. And space. End means there is only one column. Then we can consider as a one end, and no delimiter. So normally delimiter, when we will give none, means when you are reading data from a fixed width file. And then other one is null data also in the middle, that can be possible. And the next one is comma. So this is the comma, right? You can see here comma. Okay. So these are the options. And here you can see this quotes. What is meant by quotes here? For example, here whenever a string is the data, and here it will be in double quotes. So whenever if you receive the file in double quotes or single quotes, by seeing your input data file, then only you have to define. Okay, so if you are receive file with single node, you have to consider single node. If you're using with none, then you have to mention none. Okay. Now let's see other options. And there are possibility of getting null data from a file. So here we can handle the null field value, single space we can provide. Okay. Single space twice. Like this one. Okay. So normally sequential file stage does not support null data. To handle the null data, this we have to consider as single space. Okay. Is it clear, guys, till now what we have discussed? Now let's do a sample exercise. So here I'm reading the data from a file. Okay. So let's. So every time when you are practicing, you need to first copy the file. I'm copying emp underscore comma file. Okay. And go to source. Okay. Now what you can do is you can map this file. Okay. Go here, browse for file, go to C drive, go to source and choose this file. Okay. And here we have first line as a header. We have already seen. Now let's go to format. So here you can see double quotes. Do you have double quotes here? You can click on none. You need to see here in the file. Do you have any double quotes? Okay, so even single quote also is not there. Okay, so then you can give none. And normally there is a possibility of sequential file data where there might be a chance to receive null data sometime. Okay, so for that give single space. And here you have to define the column names. Okay, so here we have to enter. There are two ways that we can enter the column names. One is manual entry, other one is automated entry. So here manual entry means here you have to go here first column, EMP, NO. So that is a manual entry. Okay, employee number, integer, length 5 or 4, whatever it may be, and next column. So like that, here you have to enter this manually. Now, how we can do automate? Click on low. We have to import the table definition. It will reopen a new window. It will redirect to DataStage repository, table definition. Here you can see the sequential file. Okay. So here already I have, for the previous batch, I have imported a few tables metadata. Now what I will do is I will delete this everything, delete, and we will re-import it as a fresh again. Okay. Click on yes. Click on OK. Okay. So here you have to practice the same way. So first few days there will be a little bit challenge. So you have to follow my video and whatever I'm teaching in the class, you have to follow the same steps and do the practice. Okay. So if you try to practice only, then you will get hands-on on the tool. Okay. Otherwise, just if you're attending the class, if you're not practicing, uh, you won't get authority command on the tool. Okay. So that is the reason here I'm going very slow. Yeah, so now, okay, so now let's refresh. Okay. So again, now click on here. Okay, so table definition. Import table definition. Import means we are importing the method, sequential file state. Okay. Now here we need to define where is our file is located. C drive source and this our file. Okay. So here we have only one file. Okay, so here choose that. And here emp comma, emp underscore comma. Let's click on import. So here you can see the file layout here. Okay, so here fixed width, if it is a fixed width file, you need to consider this a fixed width file. It's not a fixed width, it's a delimiter file. So it's a fixed width, first line is a header. And these are the default delimiters that DataStage will support, like tab, space, and comma. So if it is other delimiters, here you have to enter that delimiter. Okay. Now let's go to define. Okay. So here you can see the So here you can see the layout, guys. Okay. So here, what is the difference here? Default length it will take. And what is the displayed length here? So default length is 10, but displayed length is profile length. That is, for each column, it has taken the maximum length. So here the tool is doing the data profiling for us. Okay. So whatever the tool suggested length, that you need to enter here, or sometimes whoever is sharing the file to us, they have to provide the layout. Okay. So and so column, so and so data type, and so and so length. They have to define in the sheet and give to us. Okay. So since already we have exported the file here and we have idea about this. Now what we can do is enter the display length here, 4 and 6, 9, 4 again. So for date, no need to enter. Date is default 10. Okay, no need to enter. And integer, here you can see 4. Salary column, commission 4. And 2. Department number 2. Okay, so here according to the display length, I am entering here. Now, click on OK. Once you click on OK, see here, it's getting imported. Okay, here you can see the sequential file stage here. Now I close this. So here you can see, just now it deleted. Again, it has been imported. Okay, so click on OK. Looks beautiful. Am I able to? Yes, can you hear me? Hello. Hello.
Yes, we
Can you hear
can
me,
now.
guys? Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
So
sir. We can hear.
yeah, yeah. So there is no response. Actually, my internet. I mean, like it displayed the message saying that internet is unstable. Okay. So before clicking on OK, you have to view the data. So here, once you are able to view the data, that means our definition is correct. See here, we are able to view the data, right? Can you see the data, guys? Can you see the data?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So that means we have defined properly. Okay. So now click on OK. We have defined the file. Okay. So now what I will do is I will copy the data to 3 files. Okay. So what is that 3 files? Let's
Sir, sorry to interrupt it. I have one doubt.
okay.
The salary column is fixed as a 4-digit, but if it is increased to a 5-digit, means how it will run? It will fail, or
No, it won't fail. It will get truncated. That's it.
okay.
Okay. So here let's take 2 output files. Okay. So let's use copy stage here. So the purpose of copy stage is to copy the data from single file to dump the data to multiple files. Okay. Single input link and multiple output links. So here one file, one link I am creating. So how to create the link? Right click, drag and drop. Okay. So here I will use one file. And I will use another link. database. Okay. So if database having some issues, okay, so you can use files also for practice. Okay. Now double click on this here and keep this option as false because data should not get optimized. It has to be dumped however it is coming from source. Okay. So now go to target. So now let's see here. So let's rename the links here. Okay. So this is a file. And this is DB. Okay. So double click here. Go to output. So input you can see here. Okay. We have columns. Now output. Go to output. So this is a file and DB. Okay. Let's drag and drop. Control A. Okay. Control A. Again file. Control A. Click on Control A and drag and drop. Okay. So how I am doing drag and drop, we have to do the same way. Okay. Now click on OK. Now let's double click on this file, target file, and go to the path. Okay. So now go to browse for file. Now go to target. So this is the target folder. So here mention the file. Okay. Sample data file. Sample data.txt. Give some name. Okay. Now click on OK. And here we have option append and overwrite or create a file. So if you create overwrite, what happens is it will create the new file, and if the data is already present, if the file exists, that it will overwrite. Okay. And the next one is specific file or multiple files. Okay, we can separate the multiple files or we can create a single file. Let's see, let's use specific file and clean up on the failure. In case of any failure, let's clean up that and reprocess the data again in the target. And first line is a header. If you want first line is a header, you have to set this as true. Okay. And read mode, continue. So if there are any rejected data, let's just continue. To handle the rejects, we will see in another exercise. Okay. Now go to partitioning. Default is auto. If you want to define anything, you can define. Default, let it be default. Now go to format. I want to create pipe delimiter file. Okay. So here I don't have comma. So here I have comma as a default one. Now I will create pipe delimiter. Shift button above enter. So there is a pipe. Enter that. And I don't want any double quotes. Okay. And if there are any null data, please handle that. Okay. So two single spaces. Now go to columns. Okay. So here you're able to see the columns. And similarly, let's define this also database. Okay. So normally in real time, this has to be parameterized. Okay. So we have a session on how to create a parameter, say parameters, and how we can apply in the job. Those details we'll discuss in upcoming sessions. Now we enter the server. Server name is ORCL. Okay. So VMware server name is ORCL. Passport username is Scott Tiger. So here I have changed it to Tiger12. Okay. And do you want to create the table during the runtime? Yes. I want to create the table during the runtime. So here already I have some existing tables. Okay. So here I can create new table, or we can create the table from the existing table. Create table emp underscore temp. I'm creating a new table as select star from emp where 1 is equals to 2. That means here table will be created without data. So now execute this statement. Here you can see table has been created. Select star from MP underscore TEMP. Okay. Now you can see here we have only the table structure. Okay, because we have given the condition where 1 equal to 2. So that means it's a failed condition. Okay. So for example, if you give the table, drop table, table name, EMP underscore temp. If we give 1, what happens? It will create the table with along with the data. 1 is equal to 1. Okay. So control A, shift home. Now execute this. Now let's execute this statement. See here, the data has been copied. Okay, so let me yeah. So you can see 14 records got inserted. Okay. So now I will drop the table again. I will create empty table. From data stage job, we will load the data into a table. Okay. So drop this table. And if you see this table here, data here, it has been gone. Okay. My mouse is not working. So let me- oh, already okay. So already table view does not exist. Now we have to create the table. Okay. 1 equal to 2. So table has been created. Now let's see here. See, we have created an empty table. Okay. So this is the table name. Copy this and paste it in DataStage. You can go directly here. And what is the table action? Append means already table is there, data is there. We need to append the new data. Create means we can create the table during the runtime. Other option is replace. Replace means existing table has to be dropped off and new table will be created. Okay. Truncate means existing data will be deleted and new data will be loaded again here. So let's use truncate. Okay. So here you can see option generated truncated table name if, during the runtime. Truncate table statement. Give default options. So we will discuss this in database sessions. Okay. Now click on OK. Now job design got completed. Now how I can save my job? Go to file, click on save. Now go to jobs. Okay, create any folder. Now create any folder. Okay, I'll be creating folder April APR and 24. So you can create your folder or you can save directly here. Okay. So here I'm interacting with multiple batch students, right? So here for every batch I will be creating separate folder. Okay. So here this is the March 24 and let's provide the job name. Okay. So here exe1 sample job file to tab table. Okay. Give some name. Okay. The job name should be unique. Click on save. Okay. Once you click on save, the next step is we have to compile the job. Click on compile. So here you can compile, go to file again. Here you can see the compile. Or you can see this option. Compile. Okay. So let's compile this. So let's see here, target folder is there or not? Target, empty, target folder is empty. Now run the job. Job can be run here. This is a green button. This is a run. Another option is go to file. So here you can see run. Control plus F5. So Control plus F5, if you press means what happens is the job will run. Okay. So Control F5, I'm directly click on that icon. I mean run button. Click on the run button. Run. Again click on run. Or you can do validate here. Okay. So instead of reading validate, you can give directly run also. Let's click on run. Okay. So once the job gets completed, it will convert it into green color. While running, it is in blue color. In case of any failure, it will convert it into red color. Okay. So here you can see 14 rows. Okay. 14 rows here. You can see 14 rows, and let's see how many records got loaded. So here you can see 14 records got loaded. Okay. And let's check the output file. Target output. So this is the file. So what type of file that we have created? 5 delimiter file, right? Okay. And I want to give the double quotes in the file. What is the option that you can give? Go to format, quotes here. Oh, sorry, I chose the wrong one. Quotes. If you want, none or single or double. So wherever string is there, so that will have double quotes. I have given double quotes here. Let's close this file. Run the job now. Okay. So now let's see here. See here what happens. Wherever string is there, it is considering double quotes. Got it? Okay. So this is the first exercise. And you guys can try to, instead of sometimes DB having some issues, means no need to worry. Load the data into file. Okay. So here, what we can do? We can load the data only into file to file. Okay. So copy this. Okay. This is a file folder. Click on the job. You access to. Okay. Click on save. And I need to sort the data in a file. If you see here, this output file, we don't have data in sorted order. So irregular sort. Let irregular order. Now let's sort the data. So double click on here. Go to partitioning. Choose sorted match. Okay, perform sort and give employee number. Now click on OK. Okay. Now save, compile, and run this job. Now run the job. Control L. So you can see the logs here. Okay. So I have given the same job. The same name, okay? So here you can see, oh, double quote still I mentioned right here. So let me remove this. Okay. Click on OK. If you see the file here, it has been sorted. The data has been sorted. See here 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 3, 6, 9. From ascending order to descending order, it has been sorted. Okay. Now I remove the double quotes. I'm rerunning the job again. Okay. So here, copy stage minimum 2 output link should be there. Okay. So for that purpose, what you can do is you can go to development and debugging stage. You can keep the speak state. If nothing to define, just to make the connectivity. Okay. And run the job. Okay. Now let's see the output. So quotes has been removed, double quotes has been removed. Data is in sorted order. Agree? Okay. From ascending order to descending order. Okay. And also here also we can view the data. Double click on sequential file stage, view data. Click on see a maximum maximum less than one record, it will display 9,999 records. Default option is 100 records will be there. You can increase the record, how many records that you want to see. Click on OK. We can view the data from the data stage also. Okay. Right. We're able to view the data, right? So any questions, guys? So we have done 2 exercises. Okay. So copying a file data to a file and table, copying file data to another file before sorting the, where we need to sort the data. So these 2 exercises we have done for today. And tomorrow, it will be difficult for me. I'll be returning back to Hyderabad. So I'll be traveling evening and I will reach Hyderabad by 7 a.m. in the morning. So that time it will be difficult for me to take the class. We'll have class on Saturday. Instead of tomorrow, we'll have class on Saturday morning Indian time. So that will be evening for US students. US participants, that will be Friday evening. We'll have class. So that means for Indian students, it's a Saturday morning. Okay, so tomorrow there is no session. Okay. So please practice this assignments today. Okay, if you have any challenges during practice, the installation, you can reach out to me. Any other questions, guys?
Sir, why we pulled a peak stage?
Just for here, the reason is I pull the peak stages. It won't show the color when you use single stage, single output link. Minimum should be 2 output links per copy. Minimum should be 2. Maximum unlimited. So that is the reason color is not showing, right? So that is the reason I put some dummy this thing. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Desmond, Sid? Desmond, are you able to follow? Mohan, are you able to follow? No questions from me. Okay, right. So any other doubts, clarifications? Okay, so those who don't finish the enrollment, please finish the enrollment. I'll be giving access for the software installation. And you can download that and you can install the software by today itself. Okay. So that you can practice the assignments what we have discussed in today's session. Okay, so for tomorrow, what you can do is you can take one file. Okay, so here we have lot many files, right? And try to load the data into another file with different delimiters. Okay, take any file here and try to import the metadata, try to enter the metadata manually. So like that, you can do 2 to 3 exercises. Okay, how I have done in the same way. Load it from one file to another file. Okay, so apart from these 2 exercises, you have to do another 2 exercises. So that is the homework for today. And let's connect on Saturday morning, Indian time. And that will be Friday evening for USA participants. Okay. Okay, then. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Else we can drop off. Thank you.